This car costs $250,000 and can literally jump off the ground like it's auditioning for a dance show. This one costs $10,000 and outsells almost everything on the planet. Same company, same factory, same logo on the front. So I did something slightly unhinged. I took BYD's entire lineup and split it into two piles. On one side, the 7 sinful cars, the indulgent, ridiculous, who on earth approved this, machines built to break records and break your bank account. On the other side, the 7 heavenly cars, the humble, sensible, genuinely brilliant ones that are quietly taking over the entire world while nobody's looking. And we're going to do this properly. One sinful car, then the heavenly car that's its complete opposite. 7 rounds, good versus evil. Angel versus devil. Sensible budgeting versus your bank manager crying into a spreadsheet. By the end of this video, I'll tell you the one sinful BYD I'd actually sell a kidney for, and the one heavenly BYD that's so good it almost made me angry. Stick around for that because honestly it surprised even me. But first, we have to start with the worst offender of them all, the original sin. Yangwang U9 Extreme Pride. The deadly sin of looking in the mirror and going, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. Meet the Yangwang U9 Extreme. This thing has roughly 1,300 horsepower, does 0 to 100 in 36 seconds, and runs on a 1,200-volt electrical system. The first mass-produced car in the world to do that. Translation: it's basically a power station with a steering wheel. In Germany, it hit a verified 496 kilometers an hour, making it the fastest production car ever officially clocked. Then, just to rub it in, it lapped the Nürburgring in under 7 minutes, the first electric car to ever pull that off. Ferrari and Lamborghini have been doing this for decades. BYD turned up, a company that used to make phone batteries and beat them at their own party. Oh, and it can dance. I'm not joking. The suspension lifts all 4 wheels off the ground and makes the car bounce to music. Because when you've already built the fastest production car on Earth, the obvious next question is, but can it do the cha-cha? Only 30 of these will ever exist. Which means you have roughly the same chance of buying one as you do of being struck by lightning while holding a winning lottery ticket. It's pure, shameless, unfiltered pride, and I respect it enormously. BYD Seagull now meet its complete opposite, the most humble car BYD makes. Seagull, this little thing starts at around $10,000 in China, 10 grand. It's roughly the size of a Kia Picanto, it sips electricity, and the 2026 version even got LiDAR on the top trims, which is wild, because that's technology you usually find on cars that cost 10 times as much. And here's the punchline that should terrify every other carmaker. BYD sold nearly 450,000 of these in a single year, almost 500,000. While the U9 was busy doing burnouts for the cameras, the humble little Seagull was quietly outselling cars from brands that have existed for 100 years. The U9 wants you to worship it. The Seagull just wants to get you to work and back without drama. One of these two cars is changing the world. Spoiler, it's not the one that dances. But what happens when a car decides that enough is a word for losers? That's next. The sinful one, BYD Dating Gluttony. Sin of wanting more of everything in the largest possible size with extra on the side. This is the BYD Dating, the Great Tang, BYD's monster flagship SUV. It's over 5.3 meters long, which means parking it is less of a maneuver and more of a negotiation. It makes up to 795 horsepower in all-wheel drive form and claims a range of up to 950 kilometers on a single charge. The concept that previewed it even had rear suicide doors, because apparently regular doors are for people with self-control. This car doesn't have a footprint. It has a postcode. It eats road, it eats battery, it eats parking spaces, and it eats the attention of everyone within a half-kilometer radius. It is automotive gluttony in its purest form, and it knows exactly what it's doing. BYD Dolphin and now, temperance, the virtue of knowing exactly how much is enough, and then stopping. The BYD Dolphin is a compact hatchback that does around 200 to 225 miles of real-world range, costs about 30 grand, and has precisely the right amount of everything. Not too much tech, not too little. No 950-kilometer battery you'll never fully use. No 795 horsepower you'll deploy exactly once before your insurance company sends a strongly worded letter. It's the car equivalent of ordering a sensible meal and actually feeling good afterward. It's refined, it's practical, and it's what most normal humans genuinely need. The Dating is a buffet with no off switch. The Dolphin had one plate and walked away satisfied. Guess which one your wallet prefers. What if a car was designed not to be sensible, but to be absolutely furious? Buckle up. The sinful one, Fangchengbao Bao 8 Wrath, Rage. the sin of solving every problem by smashing through it. The Fangchengbao Bao 8 is a 3,305 kilogram plug-in hybrid off-road brute making 738 horsepower in China. Let me put that weight in perspective. This car weighs more than 3 grand pianos stacked on top of each other, and it accelerates like it has a personal grudge against physics. It's got a proper body-on-frame chassis, active suspension borrowed from the Yangwang U8, and Huawei's brain running the driver assistance. It will climb a mountain, ford a river, and intimidate every other car in the parking lot just by existing. This is a car that doesn't ask politely. It's 3.5 tons of move or I'll move you. It's wrath with a tow hook. The heavenly one, BYD seal, and here's patience. The virtue of not needing to win every single argument because you're quietly winning the war. BYD Seal is a sports sedan built on the Blade battery. Around 490 kilometers of real-world range, a 10 to 80% charge in roughly 37 minutes, a cabin that feels more expensive than it is, and performance that genuinely goes toe-to-toe with a Tesla Model 3 for less money. The Seal doesn't rage. It doesn't need to. It just shows up every single day and does everything well calmly without throwing 3 tons of attitude around. It's the responsible adult of this entire list. The Bao 8 kicks the door down. The Seal has a key and uses it. One of these is exhausting to own. The other one you'll quietly love for years. Now, what does greed look like when an engineer is given an unlimited budget and zero supervision? Oh, it's good. The sinful one, Yangwang U8 greed. The sin of wanting absolutely everything all at once in one car. The Yangwang U8 is a 5-meter luxury off-road SUV with 4 independent electric motors, one for each wheel. And because of that, it can do a tank turn, spinning on the spot like a dog chasing its tail. But that's the boring trick. The real trick, if you accidentally drive it into deep water, it floats. And then it uses its wheels to paddle you back to safety. I need you to sit with that for a second. BYD looked at a car and thought, yes, but what if it also worked as a boat? It costs around 1 million RMB and does roughly 1,000 kilometers of range. Every capability you could possibly imagine crammed into one gloriously excessive package. Will you ever use float mode? Almost certainly not. Do you want it anyway? Of course you do. That's greed, baby. The heavenly one, BYD Atto 3, and its opposite, charity. The virtue of giving people more than they paid for. The BYD Atto 3 is BYD's global bestseller outside China, and it earns that title by being ridiculously generous. Loads of standard equipment, that famous rotating central touchscreen that flips from portrait to landscape, vehicle to load so you can literally run a fridge or a kettle off your car at a picnic, and a comfortable, refined drive, usually for thousands less than its Korean rivals. The U8 hoards every feature on earth behind 1 million RMB price tag. The Atto 3 just hands the good stuff over to normal people and says, here, this is for you. One of these is a flex, the other one is a gift. And speaking of things you want for absolutely no logical reason whatsoever, let's talk about lust. Lust versus chastity, the sinful one, Fangchengbao Tai 3 lust. The sin of wanting something purely because it's naughty and you know you shouldn't. The 4-wheel drive Fangchengbao Tai 3 makes 416 horsepower, and BYD gave it special driving modes that no sensible person needs and every fun person desperately wants. There's a dedicated drift mode. There's a rear-lock tank turn. It's a compact electric SUV that was specifically engineered to misbehave the moment you press the right button. This is not a tool. This is a temptation with alloy wheels. There is no rational reason to want a small family SUV that can drift on command, and yet here we all are wanting it. The heavenly one, BYD Atto 2, and its opposite, chastity, restraint, the virtue of resisting every single temptation to overdo it. The BYD Atto 2 brings BYD's SUV styling to a smaller, cheaper, more accessible package. No drift mode, no tank turn, no 400 horsepower begging you to do something stupid. It's a clean, simple, affordable little SUV for people who just need to get from A to B without their car trying to seduce them into a parking lot donut. The Tai 3 whispers, go on, do a drift. The Atto 2 says, let's just get the groceries home in one piece. One of these will get you a speeding ticket. The other one will get you a discount on insurance. But what if a car's entire personality was just making other people jealous? Yeah. That exists too. Envy versus kindness, the sinful one, Fangchengbao T7 envy. The sin of the brand new thing that instantly makes everyone else's car look like a fossil. The Fangchengbao T7 is one of BYD's freshest mid-size SUVs. You can get it as a range extender or as a full EV, and the all-wheel drive version makes up to 691 horsepower. It's got the sharp tech, the big presence, and most importantly, that intangible just dropped shine that makes your neighbor's 2-year-old SUV suddenly look like it belongs in a museum. This is the car that exists to be wanted by people who can't have it yet. It's the group chat car. The "did you see what he just bought" car. It's envy on 4 wheels, and it's very, very good at its job. The heavenly one, BYD Lion 7, and the opposite, kindness. The virtue of simply taking care of your people without showing off about it. The BYD Lion 7 is BYD's family SUV. Roomy, comfortable, with WLTP range across the lineup running from the mid-200s up to 354 kilometers. All at a price that doesn't punish you for the crime of having a family and needing space for it. It's not trying to make anyone jealous. It's trying to make the school run survivable and the long road trip actually pleasant. It puts your kids, your dog, your luggage, and your sanity first. That's not flashy, that's just kind. The T7 wants your neighbors to stare. The Lion 7 just wants everyone in the back to be comfortable. Only one of those still matters after the first month of ownership. All right, we've reached the final round. And this last sinful car is, in my opinion, the laziest, most indulgent idea in the entire BYD range. I kind of love it. Sloth versus diligence, the sinful one, Denza D9 Sloth, the sin of doing as little as humanly possible and paying a premium for the privilege. The Denza D9 is BYD's luxury people mover, and the whole point of it is that you don't drive it. You sit in the back in business lounge captain's chairs, you recline, and you let either the car's tech or an actual human chauffeur handle the boring bit while you scroll your phone and feel important. It's success measured in effort avoided. It's a sofa that happens to have a sat-nav. It's the automotive equivalent of hiring someone to walk to the fridge for you. And honestly, on a long, miserable commute, the idea of just lying down in the back of your own car and going to sleep is dangerously appealing. Sloth has never looked so comfortable. The heavenly one, BYD Seal 8 plug-in hybrid, and finally the virtue that wraps this whole thing up, diligence. The car that just works every single day without ever complaining. The plug-in hybrid Seal 8 pairs a Blade battery with a small petrol engine. So you drive electric for the daily commute, and on the long trips you simply never think about charging, class-leading combined range stretching deep into the hundreds of kilometers. No range anxiety, no charging panic at midnight, no drama, ever. It's the unglamorous hero of the lineup. It doesn't dance, it doesn't float, it doesn't drift, and it definitely doesn't make your neighbors jealous. It just diligently does its job day after day, mile after mile. Virtue on 4 wheels. The Denza D9 wants you to do nothing. The Seal 8 quietly does everything. And one of those is the smartest car on this entire list. So there it is. 7 sins and 7 virtues all from one company. On the sinful side, the record-smashing U9 Extreme, the gluttonous dating, the raging Bao 8, the do-everything U8, the drift-happy Thai 3, the envy-inducing T7, and the gloriously lazy Denza D9. The show-offs, the heartbreakers. The cars that get all the headlines. And on the heavenly side, the humble seagull, the sensible dolphin, the brilliant seal, the generous Atto 3, the modest Atto 2, the kind Lion 7, and the diligent Seal 8 hybrid. The quiet ones, the clever ones. The cars that are actually conquering the planet.